everyone, Cupcake Kitty here. In the spirit of Halloween, I'm going to be doing a zombie doll. My victim is going to be a demon rocking horse animated doll from Big Lots 2020 collection. So let's get started. I know, many of you are thinking she's already a creepy doll. True, but she's not creepy enough or scream zombie to me. So the first thing is to strip her down to the bone. The blonde hair is nice, but it's a little too shining for the dead. To help dull it down, I let it soak in fabric softener for a few days to help remove the factory gloss. When it was finally time to remove it from the tub, I squeezed the extra soap out of it and washed it in nuke water before setting it to the side to dry. In the meantime, it's time to start sewing. The doll dress was cheap and I didn't care for that red color. In order to make a new dress, I seam ripped the old one, used it as a pattern, cut out the white fabric, stitched it all up, and I also added a blue ribbon for trim to make it look like a little sailor outfit. And then for the collar part, I used blue fabric. You can see that the doll has no arms, which would make her sleeves look a little flat. To fix this, I traced her feet as a pattern for the arms, cut out white fabric, sewed it up, and stuffed it. The last piece I wanted to add to the outfit was a ribbon. I cut two fabrics back and front that was double the final bow size. With both fabrics overlapping, I sewed the bottom and top together, leaving the sides open. Turned it inside out, stitched the ends together, then flipped it so the raw edge was on the inside. Pinched it and then sewed the middle together. Then wrapped a small fabric around it to giving the illusions that the hair bow was tied. Glued a clip on the back and it was finished. Striped socks just didn't go with the new dress, so to fix that I painted the legs white. Repeated that until it was fully covered. Next it was finally time to return to the hair after it had been drying for a few days. It was still a little too bright for my taste. To fix that I brushed baby powder before flicking some fake blood on it, which gave it a little brush of creepiness. I also used the fake blood on the accessories as well. Warning, the fake blood does dye the skin. But don't worry, it will fade away over time. It was still a bit too clean for me. After all, she was a zombie, so next it was time to get dirty with her accessories. I'm not sure about you, but the drooping mouth needed a facelift. In order to fix that, I used a heat gun to add texture and help seal up the huge droopy lines. I may have went a little too far and had to use clay to patch up the part of lips I burned off. It's not perfect, but it'll have to do. I didn't notice this until I removed her clothing, but she has a long neck. To fix this, I used a heat gun and a X-Acto knife to help shorten her neck peg. So when I shortened the peg, I also lost the hole the screw went into. In order to fix it, I used a Dremel to drill in a new hole. After that, it was time to screw her back together, put her clothes on. Glue her arms to her shoulders and the holes in her hands. Silly me forgot another important step after gluing all her stuff back on. The horse also needs a makeover. The first thing I did was sand the horse completely on the girl's lip. I wouldn't do this with other dolls, but seeing that I was going to dirty up her clothes more later, I just went ahead and kept the clothes on and sprayed her with a clear spray. Once the spray was dry, I painted the horse a solid brown before applying black to the eyes and mane. When it was completely dried, I used a dry brush to flick white paint onto the horse to give it an aged look. While that was drying, I used a pet brush to brush out black yarn. The longer strands I glued in the back of the tail and the shorter pieces I used for the mane. To help add scabs and textures, I use tissue paper and glue. If you're on a costume budget, you can also use this technique for your own fake wounds. After it dries, carefully use a needle to open the fake wound. Apply the skin color that matches the victim, yellow, green, and a bit of black. The only difference is I'm using acrylic paint and chalk pastels. For a real human, you'll be using cheap eyeshadow makeup. Add more makeup if needed. Don't forget the blood, and if it's too vibrant, add dirt. When I was done with her face up, I sprayed it a few times to seal it up and glued her legs back on. Added some more blood, fake moss, and leaves for that spooky touch. Finally, she's done for now. So put your claws together for my newest doll to my collection, Louise! She may not be based off a fandom, but she's one of a kind spooky. So what do you guys think of my first try at a creepy repaint? I'm not much of a sculptor, but I do think her lips are not too bad. It's a big improvement from the original mouth. If you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Until then, thank you for watching and have a spooky Halloween.